aji gutha gurule thagado.
Yeah.
You know, it might be relevant to some people, whereas it might not be. But I'm sure ki, you know, most of the people might relate to this. It's about, you know, comparing one person to another person, basically. So, you know, mon ek par phalra sagina chale, especially households khande. Ki hoye sigule do parents khan bra.
Right.
You know, nijo laga pacha aro alak pacha lore compare kura piche ase do. Right.
Right.
Comparison. And then that in turn is affecting the child.
Like growth khan.
Yeah. That they are overthinking ho jaye. And then, you know, self-confidence na thaki jaye, kind of thing. So when we talk about comparison,
Right.
what is that thing that comes into your mind?
Look, I mean, one Naga society though, we have all been there, being compared to like our cousins or like to someone who succeeded more than in life. Ito though, kung bim siya ko na bro, review ije, mo review ije, like kung someone we comparison na hoy. And we can't blame our parents can be because that's the way their generation was. And then basically the comparison basically the more the basic, not the basic, the main core thing I would say is when the comparison hoy na, I feel like it kills their dreams.
True.
In a lot of ways there. He wants to pursue something. Lui tala parents come ba oh the cousin in course the gurna edu kuri she. Edu coaching class na do na crack kuri she. Edu gurna. Lui not everyone is the same person na. It's like asking Kigo a fish to climb a tree, I would say. That's my point of view in this regard na. And tan la character build bhi damage ko de. And like mula personal opinion though. And even I guess do we I don't know, like it depends. Kumado yeah, maybe in a compare they might have done well also. Maybe compete
Rare chance,
as it is,
very rare. But yeah, very rare.
But in most instances though, ida kwanishna tanla sapna bangai de. And then one thing is before I say this, do you think like it lado? Like compare grande though, I feel like a person who have been raised like without any comparison, without like encourage kunakura, for him tala risk taking ability to be shares compared to a person who have been compared his whole life. They risk low moon life they do. Like it do start grow moon jai. But what I has been ena hunina as na, so I risk low moon life te. Coming back to the dream, killing of your dream type.
That's basically self-confidence more ideas.
Yes.
Right.
La point do.
I just want to say that, or I just want to remind that we're all, you know, built different. Okay. Abnyan ekri grow na pare. What I believe is, isorba ulibi moange sob manuge alak skills who be talents who be. We're blessed with, you know, different skills. Nobody's the same.
Yeah, exactly.
We should know that. Okay. Nobody is same. Most of alag ase. Kwan isla dunia de iman billion manu ase. Right. Same thaka kun bi nai do. We should know that. Ito you know, compare grow la kotha to olai na olai. Okay. And then I give you an example, because yeah, bishibak to household stay in Naga hui. So I just want to, you know, convey to the parents as well. Sabi, for example, my papa ekta ase, my la pacha ekta ki moi ko ase, who is you know like just maybe pursuing his dreams or maybe you know like competitive exam khan dia ase or whatsoever. Moi to go to pacha ke. Manulaga pacha do sabi.
Yes.
Iman top marina, right? Manando exam clear wase. Apni ki hoye se? Apni ki gure se? Apni ki alaga se? That's very harsh. And when parents come bhabi thago ki they are doing the right job by saying that. Okay, parents come bhabi thago pare. Well, that's totally wrong. Amyan idu kwa do in fact pacha na mon bikhai ase. It's hurting them. Kwa nishana tan laga self confidence bi hari ase. Aro
Mental stress,
exactly.
anxiety, And this thing doesn't adon do ek par build no do. Takes time. To either reason on kwan adon kwa bare tan future do later in life tan I jai don soppy. Because ek par effect no do baja do. It'll take time na. And then even coming back to the household thing, ito do khali sadi han compare kera no na it's between siblings we go baro.
Siblings, yeah, relatives, cousins, yeah.
So siblings are basically jale do itla dolop deep in a goal but between siblings so if sometimes the parents can't buy the sibling ge bishi kiba praise Kurina because they are doing well in their studies or they are doing well in their like igi and then the other sibling is not doing well. So wait na tula tatolo shi edu kuriwi shigawi doan kuriwi instead of letting him be like that njura such as from dimina like tai la exact footstep follow korle do like the person being compared to that kun ho that do is jais because nature kina azuri but the person like udu manu ke ase example like do the bhal jase and pensa mugi kuina tilo compare kuri was so muido like it will affect me in such a way that maybe future day I'll be resentful towards you. I might like start to build a hateful relationship with you. I'll be like Atai na with the ye, Tiger Kala na Kale, Mugirota na ze. So future de Daro instead of siblings can Pal Bagi Jana, Lukor Akilu Jana and Nuinado, Chamala on Lao, Don Ho, and at the end of the day though, Manan ko the line na issues can. But they don't know what happened na. Pachalanigina race wish.
So for instance, Ronaldo Messi ge cricket khilo dile tan gitu khilo na paro. Exactly. Football le talent ase do, skills ase do. So that's where they excel. Okay. Coming back, Virat Kohli will be, MS Dhoni will be. Tangi football ekta dina football khilo le tangi man kiba gulbi tan na paro do. Tan cricket excel kore ase do. Vice versa, you know. Manon bi kwan nishna nijor laga talent, nijor laga skills ase. To compare Kurina chale to bishi bhalo honegi. That's where you know the young minds are being affected.
And even young minds out there also like don't be the Mrs. China do don't like we the parents la khota gida and I know Louis like if they are like compare and give a grace or like if there's like parents and kumai na because sometimes parents can be man la phal kan bi bitai go like ina hui ina kuri so do it that moi ta na ho na barina maybe pick up some few good examples from that person being compared to oh tayo na kuri so maybe I can try kumado they don't even try also na.
Ito la parte mo ayo. Sabi. For example, me personally, mo enjoy example lo. Mo libi, you know, I'm very determined with what I do. No libi mo laga vision, no libi mo la papna ki ase mo tadi stick ko na kam ko na jayde. And then kon isna well, personally, mo ito ko my mom and dad might be saying this EP, but then well to be very honest, mo la parents kan bra libi. You know, they were so into competitive exams. So
same case for most Naga families.
Basically, my graduate time there, I had this thing in my mind. My the books they be iman to interest nai. Okay, to spend my time on books like this, that's not my type. So what I thought, my graduate I'll find a job. Whether chutu mutu libi no ki libi. Yeah, independent hui jabo, and then come guna jabo. So I had that thing in my mind, and then moi come by after obviously COVID hit, but then after COVID asya relax obviously come by do. Will be despite of that parents can be they were not satisfied.
Yeah.
Okay. But then moi ki guru I proved them wrong though. Ujia moi kuro pare when I'm proof kuri
yes
hoy idadak pi man gibado nai ulibi
at least
kurina dikhasu do kwan isna mukpa kwan isna action sabi kurina do dikhaisu do phalwa jaisu do my family resides here Dimapur itself ide thake tambi ulibi despite of that maybe ekla independently thagi nai asu do so to those young minds Mane abnyan bina. If you guys have that vision, if you guys have that dream, feel free to speak up. One bishibag na speak up krole pui khaide. And then that's what I did.
Yeah.
moi kotha korisi to. I spoke my mind. To those young minds, if you have the vision, if you have the dream, don't let people control you.
Exactly.
Control yourself, speak up your mind, and then work accordingly. And then that's where you will see success.
Exactly. And that even the point it could do that if to speak up on Kurashu Ledo, I feel like you will build your own identity and your own character.
That's what.
If you like to any question like Manuan la fusere follow good ledo, you're basically copying someone, na?
Yep.
So like instead of doing that, why not like speak up your mind? Like don't be fearful. After all, they are family members. They will listen to you.
I have few friends, okay?
Moi no na tadi tanah.
Nah. Mana few friends as in ase kumba na. So some people lo yep tan exams really crack kusha. Whereas other section of my friends, they're still struggling. Kuja se competitive exams there. So times have passed. Come on,
Yeah.
Time iman parushe tan exams can prepare kuri na. And then Satyan kumba so na like tando mon beat nadina just for the sake ki parents kan ba se
Very very true.
coaching classes kan lui se
Exactly.
Inga jaya so do idor ne moi thang gibi go abnian don't force yourself kujya se apni mon de ki guru mona se if you have the zeal comfort zone ba ulabi
Yes.
and now do something. And then one good example. Nalibi moi tangi ki go igledo mana do bujuna na je nalibi moi tangi ki go. Mane for example race track ekta ase de. To start line de moi la sadi moi monsok uthina ase.
Okay, yeah.
Start hoje race to moi do race track to phola ase. Finish line do poncha na hai. Bole moi phola ase.
Yes.
Whereas moi pichide saisile friends kan do tak pi start line de ase do na phola gina. That's what I convey. Moi tangi do go.
Skill life to at least keep out the dog nature la kya guna da gila jaiz.
Yeah, that's what.
Any one kigo. There is actually there's a very good example there about finishing line la na. Like at least keep out a start kuna because finishing we never know finishing line. It's that's imaginary.
Yeah.
And the holy part the thing is the main thing is to lose as a step to growth na. So yes, and then do those we're not demeaning those people also who are like exam handina for years and years now like if to an munba ekdam if you're determined guna gules guledo just do it try guri gune
मैं तो एकता या दे एकता meme sikta is no the Instagram there. Just because you don't give up doesn't mean you'll succeed.
Just because you don't give up you'll succeed na. That's very maybe there wasn't your calling also.
Just because you don't give up doesn't mean you'll succeed. Kodo chokol bi lagi olibi palwa in depth chale to hit kure de. No?
Yeah, and to the parents as well like kunba in a comparison thakan nilwini in a compare kwado. Just know that everyone works at their own pace. So be life to obviously you can push your ki hota bachane push ko pare
Motivate
ko pare but like ultimately though tala body as do kina kule as life to na you will tin board life like till the bacha do tangor no hoena no do na tabi tangor ho jawle se life to so instead of like forcing such like things into them maybe build some character into them. That's the message I would like to convey to the parents and to the kids but to the people also like to the go high school kan de usually tarwa chi shuru hai na so now or anyone who is facing this issue don't be agile kwansina you speak up your point of view don't feel shy because actually naga manuando it's been too long man chupchabe buina patay man lang khota honiul na chai thakole na so I think it's time for us to break that barrier and like have a proper communication with our loved ones.
Yeah, before we wind this EP, I would also like to like convey a small message. I get it, this EP was all about comparison. To those parents who are still like comparing your son to other people, stop that.
Yeah,
We're all born different. we have our own flows. Aro kwan ishna compare grado hurty gude. Mala self confidence na tagi jaye. No lebi mentally stress bi ho jaye. Ito ani to those parents stop it. In fact, what you can do is nijo laga pacha ase. To nijo laga pacha ke olop study guribi. Tai kude phala ase. Na tai laga strong point kude ase. Gather together. Have a moment to talk about things. Tan laga interest jani bi. Na tan kude khushi pai ki laga enaga gule do pishi healthy hobo. Because there are some failures there. For example, class 10 de science maths de percentage tango bache. Ito to science stream pathabo. Bishi failure hoja to incidents pishi ase. Ito ani to those parents, nijo laga pachange study gurubi and then understand gurigina na ena kota pachit gurubi and then lastly to those young minds as well. Kwan nishna I'll just tell you this, okay? Ki apne la sathian bra no lebi apne la parents kan bra apna ge jane kuile bi at the end of the day it's just you. It's just me. Muju nide boys de tai bro muge jane. He's my friend. Kulibi in depth na jine do tai muge. Mugi kun jane gulo do moinjo jane do. Pitore. Yeah. We know ourselves better. It only to those young minds. You know better. Apni jane ase apni kode phal perform go parwo. Apni la weak point kode ase apni la strong point kode ase. You know better. It only be confident and then try to speak up your thoughts, your minds, and then apni ki gulebi full confidence bra no lebi ekta determination thagina guribi, and then I'm sure once you follow up that or else not or else, and then once you keep up that pace you'll at least move somewhere or the other instead of being confined
stagnant
na hilina boala baluna. Ito arne I hope this EP
touches a few souls.
Kicks something out of your head, will bring up this kind of topics.
Stay tuned.
See ya.